Hey, happy Saturday afternoon. I've been up since 7:30 and I've been going. Um Obviously I've somehow gotten a frog in my throat, but I wanted to remember to come on here and chat for a bit. Um let's see, what was I going to talk about? I think I was going to talk about, is anybody noticing that fruit is in a can or in a bag? Frozen fruit or stuff like that. I've gotten a few fresh fruits, but not a lot of like really fresh fruits. Like the most I've gotten is something from Trader Joe's, and that's uh, that's been, I don't know, a while. Um, I just checking something here on the microphone. Um, I definitely looked into um, a new system. Um, we'll see how it goes. I mean, what can happen. One thing I did want to talk about. So, at I don't know, I think it was August 20th. I know I've stopped swimming. Um, I think I might have gotten like 1,000 yards in, maybe. Um, I didn't get very much more in per se, but I I got a few in. But then I realized I didn't have any biking, and I did think I was at like 60 miles walking. So in the period of 10 days, I got in 40 miles walking. And or no, it was like 95, 97. I think it was somewhere around there. Maybe it was a little bit, maybe it was like close to 98. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I did 100 miles if I counted everywhere where I walked or walking back and forth in the house or something like that. The second thing is I was able to do, let's see, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 25th. I skipped to the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. Um, 28th and 31st. So 11 days. I think I got 60 miles in. I got about 60 to 70 miles in biking. So it was kind of funny. I was thinking like, oh, if I really needed to catch up, what I would do is simply in a weekend do 25 miles on the bike. It's a little hard to do 25 miles on the bike. It's spending that much time doing one exercise is really hard. So trying to incorporate other exercises is really easy. One thing I do, I know it's weird, but because I have to wait for the toilet to stop flushing or whatever, or like go through the flush cycle, and it seems to take forever. I don't know what it is. I think it's that low flow toilet thing. In the shower, I do wall push-ups. So I do about, oh, I don't know, 25 to 35 wall push-ups before taking a shower. So like really good. I have gotten back to taking a cold shower and doing a hot cold shower. It kind of works. It definitely helps the muscle strain that I would usually be getting. I do get some muscle strain a lot. So, what's happening in Oz this week? Everyone seems to be talking about how what used to be Twitter, the building where Twitter used to reside, um, their headquarters is completely moving out, and they're vacating the building, I guess. And it's kind of like, yeah, so what else are you gonna do? Like, what were you going to do? Expand? If you know the building, it is a beautiful. It's a mercantile building on Market, and it is a beautiful building. And I think there is some historic preservation in it, and so that they couldn't do some things with it, and that's why when he was changing the sign, um, he could, he couldn't change the sign because, and it's a simple unbolt kind of situation. Neighbors just making some noise. And that's the other thing. I upped my protein. I think I was about maybe 5 grams of protein in my diet, maybe, depending on what type of protein. So I upped my protein to 15 grams. The one thing that they tell you, I think you're supposed to put 30 grams in, is, and I know I can't do 30 grams, but I'm trying to do different ones. So it's like firm tofu, but the hard boiled eggs thing, learning how to cook, practicing it is super hard, especially with eggs. Like I was at Safeway and they were like $5.99, and I'm like, what am I getting for $5.99? So there is some benefit to getting the digital app and downloading that and getting the coupon for some things. At least with Safeway, I think $5.99 was a lot, and I I don't usually shop at Safeway. I'm gonna see how shopping goes today to see how well I do or I don't do. But the budget is budgeting, and speaking of the budgeting, on Memorial Day, and I don't know if I put this in a video or not, but on Memorial Day, I made kind of a promise to myself. What $100 towards a bill would do versus what $100 savings would do. So I did do that. I put $100 towards a bill and I put $100 in savings. In fact, right before Memorial Day weekend or Labor Day weekend, I put in the last $5. So I had invested $100 in, and from May 31st to basically September 2nd, but there was no trading or anything done on Monday, the September 2nd, I earned $300 worth of interest. I gained $300 in my IRA. And yeah, you're going like, oh, well, didn't you trade and get your investments? Yeah. My only, my dividends that I was paid during the period only amounted like to $45. I think, not even that. I think it was like maybe $40. So I put $100 in through the 90 days, and my dividends were $45. I sold $100 worth of stocks, but I reinvested that $100. So I guess you could say I put $200 in, and so it's making my dividends like I think less than like 5%, 0.08% in 90 days. The $100 I paid towards the one bill, it worked in a way. I eliminated that bill sooner, but now at the end of 90 days, I have, because of interest and also because of interest penalties, I have like, I have, that $100 like probably is more like $50 in value, because I got interest charged on overdue payments or on balances due. The interest charged on balances due were 1.05 of the amount that I paid. So every time I was paying the minimum balance, I was being charged that plus. So the next 120 days, the goal is to, I think it's put another $100 in, I think it's another, no, it's put $200 in, pay off 2 credit cards completely, like to the point where they're at 0. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard. Pay off, and that means that those funds, those cards are, basically cut up and taken care of. That's going to be so hard to do. Get the, and I have 2 tax bills to pay. And I have to pay a medical bill and a dental bill, which basically totals around $500. So in the next 120 days, that's from September 2nd, really, September 1st or September 2nd to December 31st. I'm trying to do the math in my head, to, pay off 2 credit cards completely and pay down 2 tax payments, pay off 2 tax payments. I think this totals about $2,000, if I'm not absolutely sure. Yeah, it does. I'm supposed to invest $200 and pay off $2,000. It's crazy. But at the same time, I'm just living, and it means that I have to deal with whatever comes my way. I've had a lot of problems, and I think this is 3 things that we have to talk about when we're talking about our health. If you've had COVID, and nobody is talking about this, trust me, I know for a fact. One of the after effects or side effects of it is depression. Nobody is talking about. I was severely depressed in August. I didn't even realize it until really today, how depressed I was. I did not know. I didn't know how depressed I was. 2, if you had bowel issues or IBS or mild stomach problems, they will be amplified 100 times after you get COVID. And I don't know what works. I really don't. I'm not going to say probiotic or prebiotic. That's not going to work. I think the reality is that you kind of have to go to the doctor. And unfortunately for me, I haven't been diagnosed as diabetic, and it's mild enough and it's manageable enough. I don't really want to wait until it's not manageable, but right now there's nothing for it except it's IBS, and that's irritable bowel syndrome or constipation, and you just aren't regular, and you try to get regular, and I don't even want to go into like what you have to do or what you don't have. And the third thing about side effect from COVID is I honestly think this to be true. Your I hate to say it, like your thought process changes. Like you think, "Oh, I just have a cold," and you turn out it's COVID or something else. You're more apprehensive to accept, "Oh, this is just a bug bite." Like this is just a bug bite. Uh and I know it's just a bug bite. I know exactly what it is. But at first you're like, "Oh my gosh, what is this?" You and it might be the other side of the depression. You kind of hyperventilate when you get injured, or you just don't feel as self-confident, and it is hard. I totally admit this. It is hard. So I think you're watching this at middle of September. So one challenge for the next 120 days, and save $200, put it in a savings account, put it in your IRA, and pay off $2,000. Oh my gosh, sounds insane. See you next week.